Hello and welcome to Factoring Trinomials when A is not 1.
Now I'll do all the work. Okay, so when the first coefficient is not 1, we need to look at it. We know the general form of trinomials is like this. But, so something like this we know how to do. Something like this we've just always taken and said, okay, well this is going to go up here, the 6, and the 7 is going to go underneath. So things that multiply to be 6 and add up to be 7 are 6 and 1. So we can go straight to our answer, x plus 6 times x plus 1. That's how things have worked so far up until now. The problem is, what if this number changes? What if this a number in the front changes from 1 to something other than 1, like 2? Okay? Now, what needs to happen is that what we're going to change is that we're going to take 2 times 6, the first times the last, so what goes in the top now is going to be 2 times 6, which is 12, and in the bottom is still 7, and then the things that multiply to be 12 that add up to be 7 are 4 and 3. But I can't just go x plus 4, x plus 3. The process is a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this middle term. Instead of 7x, I'm going to rewrite 4x plus 3x, since those are equivalent to 7x. I'll bring down the rest of the stuff here. Okay? And now I've got something that's the same as what I started with, but I've got 4 terms, and the way to factor things with 4 terms is by grouping. So I'll group these two together and find the greatest common factor, which is 2x, leaving, leaving x left over, plus 2. And then here, the greatest common factor is 3, and that leaves left over x plus 2. So now we've got x plus 2, x plus 2. We pull that out front, and that leaves 2x plus 3. Okay, here is my answer, and this will work. You guys can come in, just be quiet. Tell people to be quiet as you're coming in. So x times 2x, if I FOIL this, that is 2x squared. This part is 3x. This part is 4x. And this part is 6. These guys combine to make 7x, so that's what I start with. 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. So this process works. Here's 3 steps you can copy down. We need to find things that multiply to be a times c and add up to b. So our diamond looks like this. Oh, we actually have a little problem here with this. This is step 3. And this is step 2. Then we will replace the bx term with the factors and factor by grouping. So you can pause that and get those steps down. Here's a couple more examples. So we're going to take 2 times 3, which is 6. That adds up to be 7. And those are 6 and 1. But I can't just put in my answer. Instead, I have to rewrite this as 6x plus 1x. And now this makes 4 terms. I'll do grouping. That's 2x here with x plus 3 left over. Nothing here, so I write a 1 with x plus 3 left over. So I have x plus 3, and here is 2x plus 1. There we have it. You can just come in and be quiet. All right, this one here, I'll take 2 times 2, which is 4, and adds up to be 5. So that's going to be 4 and 1. So I replace the middle term. Instead of 5x, I'm going to rewrite it as 4x plus 1x plus 2. Factor by grouping, 2x. That leaves me x plus 2. Nothing here, so we'll write 1 with x plus 2. So I have an x plus 2 in common with a leftover 2x plus 1. Something like this. Multiply to be negative 15. That adds up to be 2. That is 5 and negative 3. So I replace the 2x with 5x minus 3x. And now I'll do my grouping. There's x's in common there. There's nothing here, but I will pull out a -1 so that the signs match up to be the same. So that leaves me 3x plus 5 and x minus 1. Okay, this one here, you should pause the video and try. And now I'll show you how to do it. Check and see if you got this right. Things that multiply 6 times 5, that's 30. That adds to be -17. That would be -15, -2. So I'll rewrite my problem now, 6s squared. Instead of this, I'm going to write 15s minus 2s. Okay? And then these guys give me a greatest common factor of 3s with leftovers 2s minus 5. This I'm going to take just a -1, leaving 2s minus 5. Now they both have a 2s minus 5, and leftovers are 3s minus 1. Okay? Last but not least, make sure to check for a greatest common factor first. If we've got huge numbers like this, that's not going to be any fun to find things that multiply to be 189 and add up to be 66. So instead, always check for a greatest common factor. I can divide a 3 out of all of those, which would give me 3x squared plus 22x plus 21. And now, oh wait, not 21, 7 when I divide it by 3. Now I can factor this trinomial. 3 times 7 is 21. That adds up to be 22, which is 21 and 1. So I'll rewrite the middle term. Factor by grouping. So we have x plus 7 and 3x plus 1. Then I just bring this 3 down and bring him onto my answer because I pulled him out at the beginning. So that's how to factor when this first number is something other than 1. Have a great day.